Hi sir, my name is Yuvashana Subramaniam, metric number 252674. The case that I chose for this assignment is Sunny Ang versus Public Prosecutor. This is a case where the appellant is charged and convicted for the murder of his girlfriend, despite the fact that the body of the deceased was not found. The court concluded that the appellant murdered the deceased as the facts by the prosecution were so compelling. The court in this case had totally relied on the circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is a proof of a fact from which one could conclude the fact in question. For example, a suspect is seen running away from a murder scene with a weapon in hand. This situation is considered as circumstantial evidence which he had committed the murder. In this case, circumstantial evidence under Section 8 of Evidence Act 1950 was applied. So, under Section 8 of the Evidence Act 1950, it is stated that it deals with three principal facts, which is motive, preparation, and also conduct. So, the first part deals with relevancy of motive and preparation, while the second part deals with relevancy of conduct. Moving on to the facts of the case, in this case, the offence was committed around 5 p.m. at the sea near to the island called Pulau Dua, which is also known as Sisters Island, on 27th August 1963. Essentially, the appellant hired a boat, sampan, from a man called Yusuf, and later Yusuf brought them both, appellant and his girlfriend Jenny, to a place between the two islands and dropped the anchor there. The appellant stated that the main objective to go there is to collect corals, and Jenny was there to assist him. The appellant helped Jenny to put on her diving equipment and led her, as a beginner diver, to wear a flipper that had been cut previously into the sea that he knew was dangerous, which then resulted in the death of the deceased. The decision of the case was that the appellant was charged and convicted of the murder of his girlfriend based on circumstantial evidence, even though the body of his girlfriend Jenny was not found. This is because the evidence was overwhelming on record that the appellant murdered her. And I totally agree with the judgment of court that circumstantial evidence can conclude that Sunny, the appellant, had the motive to murder his girlfriend, and he did it just for the money. In this case, a circumstantial evidence can be strong enough to secure a guilty charge. So, based on my understandings, I would say that there is a motive or subsequent conduct in this case under Section 8 of Evidence Act 1950. Firstly, the appellant has a motive to murder his girlfriend in order to get the insurance money. Motive will be the reason why a person does a particular act. According to the judge in R versus Tain, states that the motive of a man's act and his intention in doing the act are in law different things. So in this case, the appellant has gone bankrupt in October 1962 and was still bankrupt until 27th August 1963, which was the day the murder was committed. Since the appellant is bankrupt and in need of money, this may be the motive of committing the crime. Coincidentally, at that time, Jenny was insured against an accident with several insurance companies, and the total came to about $450,000. The name of the beneficiary in some policies is the mother of the appellant, and in the case of other policies, the benefit is to go to the Jenny's property. Jenny, who was 22 years old, made a will on August 7, 1963, in which the appellant's mother was named as the sole beneficiary. Here, we can see that this reason caused the appellant to have a motive to murder Jenny to get all the money, as he needed money at that time. Secondly, the appellant has showed his preparation in this case. Basically, preparation defines as a preliminary act which leads to the commission of the offence. So there is these few situations where it can be said that there was preparation to murder by the appellant in this case. So on 27th August 1963, After reaching near the Pulau Dua Island, the appellant allowed Jenny to go down into the sea. According to a witness, it is not safe for a beginner to dive alone at that place, and yet appellant has allowed Jenny. Jenny has little experience of scuba diving, and she is a beginner for diving. This was known to the appellant, although he claimed that she had made good progress under his tuition and guidance. Not only that, the sea at that place is dangerous. This was known to the appellant earlier, as he had experienced diving in that area. Besides that, the heel strap was cut, and during the examination, they found out that the strap has been cut in two places with a knife or a sharp tool. This situation shows that the appellant did some preparation to murder Jenny. He was very sure that the sea at that area was dangerous and could harm a life, yet he still let Jenny all alone to get into the sea. Another important thing that need to be noticed here is that the flipper was cut in two places. This clearly shows that the appellant really made preparations to murder Jenny. Lastly is about the fact that shows subsequent conduct that appeared in this case. So in this case, the first conduct is that in the morning of 27th August 1963, the appellant renewed one of Jenny's insurance policy for another 5 days, which was expired on 26th August 1963. However, the appellant did not renew his own insurance policy, which was taken out at the same time. The second conduct is that there was lack of urgency in the conduct of the appellant after the disappearance of Jenny, based on Yusof and also other witnesses. Not only that, the appellant did not go down into the sea to search for Jenny even after she went missing and never came to the surface. After Jenny went missing, in less than 24 hours, the appellant claimed all the three insurance companies which had issued policies covering her against accidents. After seeing all these facts appeared in this case, it can be said that there was conduct by the appellant to murder his girlfriend, Jenny. Basically, in criminal cases, motive is very important and material, especially when a case depends entirely on circumstantial evidence. For example, in the case of Nat Singh vs. R, the accused was on the trial for the murder of Karnail Singh. The evidence shows that Karnail Singh extorted the accused money on the ground that he knew that the accused had killed Ban Singh. This fact is acknowledged to indicate the motive of this murder. The court held that such evidence is admissible even though the evidence suggests the commission of another crime by the accused. In my opinion, the evidence of motive is admissible and have high value to convict the accused. Hence, it is proof that the circumstantial evidence and convincing evidence of motive is strong enough to convict the accused of the crime he committed. Generally, circumstantial evidence can be admitted in court. However, the courts are very careful when the only evidence in a case is circumstantial evidence. Even though it is proven in cases such as State of Uttar Pradesh versus Ravindra Prakash Mittal and Bodh Raj versus State of Jammu and Kashmir, that conviction can be made purely on the basis of circumstantial evidence, but maybe there is something that can be done to improve the evidentiary aspect of circumstantial evidence in court. One of the common evidence brought by the prosecution is the DNA results in a case. However, this scientific method can produce faulty results. So in order to improve maybe probabilistic genotyping, a new form of DNA profiling can be used. This is a method that is used in difficult situations. It calculates the ratios and infer genotypes of a DNA profile, which will produce accurate results. This can be done by the creation of a large collection of DNA profiles and is made from a mixture with various level of complexity, such as the amount of biological material available, the number of contributors, and many others. So this will be one of the method to improve the evidentiary aspect of circumstantial evidence in courts.